The Unlikely Heir. The old man walked into the bank, his worn-out sack slung over his shoulder. He looked like a beggar, and the bank staff couldn't help but laugh at his appearance. "Can we help you, sir?" one of the tellers asked, trying to stifle a giggle. "I'm here to claim my inheritance," the old man said, his voice steady and confident. The staff exchanged skeptical glances. "What inheritance?" one of them asked. "The account belongs to my great-grandfather," the old man explained. "He deposited a large sum of money here many years ago, and I've come to claim it." The staff laughed even harder now, thinking it was some kind of joke. But the old man remained serious, rummaging through his sack and producing a dusty old document. "This is the original deposit slip," he said, handing it to the staff. "My great-grandfather's name is on it, and I have proof that I'm his direct descendant." The staff's laughter began to fade as they took the document and examined it more closely. It looked old and genuine, and the name on it matched the one on the account. One of the staff members, a keen-eyed researcher, decided to investigate further. She spent hours poring over records and talking to colleagues, and what she found shocked her. The old man's claim was true. The account had been dormant for decades, and the bank had never been able to find the owner. The old man was indeed the rightful heir, and the account was worth a small fortune. The staff's laughter had long since turned to shock, and they were now scrambling to process the old man's claim. They apologized profusely for their earlier skepticism and offered him a comfortable seat while they finalized the paperwork. As the old man sat there, a small smile played on his lips. He had done it. He had proved his claim and would soon be a wealthy man. But there was more to the story. As the staff processed his claim, they discovered that the old man's great-grandfather had been a kind and generous man who had donated to various charities throughout his life. The old man, it turned out, was cut from the same cloth. He had been living modestly, donating to local charities and helping those in need. The bank staff were amazed by the old man's generosity and kindness. They had initially judged him based on his appearance, but he had turned out to be a truly remarkable person. As the old man left the bank with his inheritance, he smiled at the staff and said, "I'm glad I could prove my claim. Now I can continue my great-grandfather's legacy of kindness and generosity." The staff watched him walk away, feeling a sense of awe and respect for the old man. They had learned a valuable lesson about not judging people based on appearances and about the power of kindness and generosity. The aftermath. The old man's story spread quickly through the bank and beyond. People were inspired by his kindness and generosity, and many began to reevaluate their own priorities and values. The bank, too, was affected by the old man's story. They began to look more closely at their customers' stories and to find ways to help those in need. The old man's inheritance had brought more than just wealth. It had brought a sense of purpose and fulfillment. And as he continued to live his life with kindness and generosity, he inspired others to do the same.